maybe you can give us a little introduction into DiKon, exactly what DiKon is, when was it set up, what's the principles around it, etc.
DiKon is standing for Digital Convergence. It's like a group. It was founded in 2003.
Okay.
With some large engineering consultant companies and some large contractors. Even back then, in 2003, Rambøll was a part of it. You had also the consultant Sweco, you had COWI, you have Højgaard, and you had NCC. Yeah. So they were even the part of the original sort of the core companies. And it was actually on sort of senior director level. They wanted to set up this group to have like a sort of, they saw potential in the digital stuff and wanted to align. Yeah. So we could have such shared interest in bringing digitalization forward. So it started back then. And actually, I was just looking today the notes. We are soon having our meeting number 236. So it's roughly 10 meetings a year we've had ever since. And today, even you have the 5 companies back then. You also have Oslo, also a large contractor in Denmark. So we're still sort of the core is still there, and it, we are large companies within also a lot of the big companies like Rambøll, Sweco, and COWI also joined up with architects. So we also have that covered partly in the work we're doing. So it's very much about how can we join forces, do what's best for our companies and the digital matters, and have high ambitions, but also bring it to the industry for free, so we can sort of have a better base level for everyone in the industry. And we also have the sort of saying that what we decide on and what we do, we have to sort of follow up, do what we are saying. So if we agree on a document, or we have to do what is in the document. That's sort of a core idea. But it's also you have like, we have to agree on what we do and what we send out, and that can be a challenge in itself, because we have sometimes different interests. But still, the digital stuff and bringing more digital stuff into the Danish construction industry, that's sort of the core. So we had the same goal. It's just the way to get there. That might be slightly different.
I didn't realize that DiKon were as old as that, actually.
No.
Because it only popped up in my radar about 2015, 2016. I think. When I see on social media.
I think that's right, because in 2015 we released the first version of our model delivery specification and building part catalog. So I think it was back then. You had like the BIM foam stuff from US, and when we did sort of the Danish version, you can say.
So your LOD standards,
what
you expect from a model. What does the component look like for your foundation at LOD 200 versus LOD 300?
Yeah, that's it. And also in Danish context, also a good example back then, because you find, for instance, BIM foam LOD, you have 350. We ended up with 325 because it's not 300, it's not 350. So it's very much like in Danish context, all we do, but still with a, say global mindset. But we try to sort of combine what is best for our industry, but in Denmark, but not also looking outside to get like a compromise, what will work in practice.
Let's not reinvent the wheel, let's use what is available in global standards and fit them into local industry if we can.
And we are very, very hands-on, so it must not be so too academic. We want to make something that is, you can apply it sort of next day or when our applications are out there. That's a core in what we are doing.
I think that period in 2015 was a big game changer, I think, for the industry in terms of that standard delivery. People understood what it was they were supposed to get at the different gateways and design stages. If it is LOD, 200 or 300 or 375, what does that visually look like to them and as a minimum requirement? And so I think that seems to be missing in a lot of jurisdictions, a lot of countries right now, understanding what that means.